Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. My name's Adele Lessert and I'm with 9 3/4 Coaching. And every Wednesday I come to you with some tips and tricks to help you make it through the rest of the week. Now we've been going through the Harry Potter series chapter by chapter. We are in The Prisoner of Azkaban, chapter 9, The Grimm. And there's a couple things that came up for me in this particular chapter. I'm going to address the first one, and then the second one, if you can just stay tuned for it, there's just a little bit of additional mental health stuff. So if there might be a bit of a trigger warning there for abuse, or trauma, primarily trauma. So just hold on to that. So the main thing that came out of this was that there is a lot of pivoting happening. So what is pivoting? It's where we experience a certain situation and we're prepared for it, but our circumstances change and we have to shift. We have to shift and adapt to the new circumstances. So in this chapter, the Gryffindor team is supposed to be playing the Slytherin team in the Quidditch match. Unfortunately, Malfoy has decided that his arm is too sore to play and has convinced the teachers that they should defer and that another team will play the Gryffindors. Instead, Hufflepuff will play this week and they'll play Slytherin at a later time. So that's the first change that happens. This is a big change. And they're going to be playing with a different seeker, one that they've never had before. It's Cedric Diggory and he's a bigger student, so a little bit harder to judge. They don't know they haven't prepared to play against Hufflepuff. This is big news. And then the weather has changed. The weather is miserable. And it's not just raining a little bit or windy a little bit. It's really, really miserable. And so the students on both teams, but particularly the Gryffindors, have had to change their strategy. They've had to prepare for different environmental concerns. They have had to change how they're going to address this new team that they're working with unknown circumstances. That's a lot of pivoting. And sometimes in life we have to do that. We have to learn how to pivot. And pivoting takes time, in the sense that you need to practice it regularly. You need to practice it in the sense of not getting stuck in a mindset, not getting stuck in a way of thinking, so much so that you can't adapt to new things that are coming into your environment. And practice is the easiest way to increase that skill set. Now, one of the neat things about this chapter is that there is a time period where they take a time out. So timeout is called by Woods, and in that timeout, Hermione comes down, notices that Harry is having a very difficult time seeing the I can't even think of it, the Quidditch ball. Anyhow, he's having a very difficult time seeing it. And so she does a spell on his glasses, impervious, and he makes his glasses impervious to the rainfall so that he can actually see. Where I find this is interesting is sometimes when you have an outside person come in, they see things with different lenses. And yes, the pun is intended. There's different lenses that we see things, and they can give different insight, different way of playing the game. So I invite you to look at, who are your outside sources? Maybe it's friends and family, but maybe it's a third party that doesn't know you as well, or somebody who is completely objective, like a coach. Bring that person in. Let them use the impervious curse on you and open up your eyes to the possibility. That's my session for this particular chapter. Now, if you want, you can turn off. We're going to talk a little bit about trauma. In this particular chapter, Harry is also faced with the Dementors, and in seeing the Dementors, it brings a flood of flashbacks to him of when his mother was killed and when he experienced a trauma scenario. He can hear the screams of his mother. He can hear her trying to, please, not Harry. You know, she's trying to save Harry. And he can also hear the cackling laughter of Voldemort. This is childhood trauma that he is re-experiencing. When we have childhood trauma, it can show up in a wide variety of places, and the Dementors come out of the dark shadows and they take away all our joy and happiness. If you are having trauma that it keeps reoccurring, if you're having trauma that keeps holding you back and preventing you from being the best player you can be on the field of life, please seek out a counselor, a psychologist, somebody who can support